are here today to talk to you about believing in yourself when you don't know how to believe in yourself. And so today we're going to provide some tips and some steps for you to take in order to help you to believe in yourself. Before I go on, I just want to introduce myself and my amazing panel that I have with me today. My name is Rachel Kelly, the founder of the Fearless Online Entrepreneurs, and I am excited to be here today with an awesome group of ladies, my friends, my mastermind partners, and they are Diane Klein, Jody Maley, and Sharon Sutherland. Truly have been blessed to be a part of the mastermind group with these lovely ladies. I cannot say enough about them. And what we're going to do today is we're going to provide you a lot of value to help you get to the point where you believe in yourself. Before we go into this mastermind discussion, I promised you that if you came out, that I would tell you that I believe in you. And I believe in you from the bottom of my heart. That is not something that I'm just getting here to say, just to say I truly believe in you. And what I will tell you is that it took someone to believe in me for me to go forward and to get to where I'm at today. And so this is what you need in order to get to where you're going, and that is someone to believe in you. So we believe in you, and we're ready to provide you with the steps that you need in order to get to where you're going. So without further ado, I just want to go through and take a look at some of the things that we went through in the Jack Canfield's book, Success Principles. In that, Jack talked about the power of believing in yourself. And so what chapter that we are actually coming out of is chapter 5. It says believe in yourself. Okay, I think no, it's actually chapter 4. Believe it's possible. So one of the big points he brought out is you get what you expect. So if you think that you can't do it, if you think that you can't achieve it, then you're not going to achieve it. You're not going to get it. It is really, really important that you understand the power of what you believe. So if you believe that your business is not going to go anywhere, if you believe that you're not going to make any money, if you believe that your relationship is going to be bad, if you believe that your spouse is cheating on you, then that's what's going to happen. Okay, there's a power in belief. If you believe that you're going to be sick and that's going to be how you're going to be for the rest of your life, then that's what you're going to get, my friend. So I really, really, really want to stress the importance of what you believe. Sometimes I'll have a negative thought. It's just normal nature to have negative thoughts that come through your mind, right? So when I see that, because I recognize it right away, that's just part of how the brain works. I immediately say, I am not going to receive that. That is so important that you recognize that is there. So that's my little tip on believing, and you get what you expect. Now, what I want to do is I want to open the panel up, and I want to hear from these awesome ladies. What are your views on you get what you expect? Anyone want to come out and share their thoughts on this particular topic?
Sure, Rachel, I'll start. Can you hear me?
Yes. Thank you, Diane.
I'm going to start out with people that are like me. With me, I'm a woman of faith. I believe in God. I have no secrets about that. I'm pretty out and forward with that. And in real life, I have great faith, and I experienced a lot of stuff in my life that I could see it. I believed it. I had no problem with that. The one thing that I had to work on was if I can believe it without seeing it. So that was kind of a struggle that I had to work with, and I had to work on myself and say, okay, my mind is amazing. If I tell it what I want, then I get what I want. I have to believe, because if I believe, I can achieve it. Because for us in real life, we had the miracles. My husband did sober up. I got what I prayed for in real life. I could touch it, I could see it, I lived with it. But it's kind of different in the business world when you say, okay, well, I want this house. I want to make $20,000 a month. I want to make this. I want to have my kids go to this school. I want my kids to be in these kind of programs. So that's kind of what I had to work on. And you know what? I'm so glad I did. I'm so glad I picked up the books I was reading. I'm so glad I worked on myself. I am so impressed how everything is just falling in place in our lives. I'm just going to share with you right now, my oldest daughter, when she was 4 years ago, she's turning 13 now. She said, I'm going to be a model. I'm going to be an actress, Mom. I said, great, honey. So we signed her up with an agency. She went to all the auditions. This is the first year everything is happening for her. She's getting the gigs. She's being called on movies, extras. She's just having what she's been dreaming about. So guys, believe it before you see it. Because kids can teach us some great lessons with that. I can definitely say that. So that's what I wanted to share.
Wow, Diane, that was powerful, and I must agree with you. It's all about, what you believe, and since you gave an example of children, I'll give mine. As many of you know, my son has been in the hospital for the last week. On several occasions, I've been told that he's going to die. And many people, what they do is when they hear something like that, they actually accept it. And if you begin to accept those types of words, because the words have power, and that was one of the things I wanted to talk about was, it's really important that you not worry about what other people think about you. It's about what you think about you. And it's the same thing with your situations in your life. So if I was to receive that, then he would be on his way out the door. But that's not what I believe. And so therefore, if any thought, even because those words were spoken, every now and then the enemy tries to bring those thoughts to my mind, and I have to rebuke them. No, that's not going to happen to my son. So it's really, really, really powerful that you be aware of what's going on. And like Diane said, if it's a situation where it's something that you want, a lot of times our belief level is raised when we improve our skill. So Diane recognized that her daughter wanted something. So what she did was she put her in a talent agency to be able to improve the skill. So once your skill improves, then your belief level begins to increase as well. So just another little tip for you to help you in that. Ladies, Sharon or Jody, did you want to share anything on this particular topic?
Sure. There's a saying from Napoleon Hill, one of my favorite ones, and actually it's quoted here in the book too, that whatever the mind can conceive and believe, it can achieve. And I think the problem with a lot of people is that saying that I'll believe it when I see it, when really you should believe it and then you will see it. So there's like that opposite type thing, right? And, for us, a couple of years ago, we had moved around a lot, and my husband and I were like chasing jobs, basically. So we moved to relocate several times in BC here, and we were looking for a rental. We weren't ready to purchase. We didn't really know the area that we moved to and stuff. So we were looking for a rental, and we were talking about this, and we were discussing, what kind of house do we want? Where do we want and stuff? And I said, you know what? I just have this thing and this calm assurance of sitting on a lake, enjoying my morning coffee, and that's what I see. That's what I see in my head. And so he started looking around for rentals, and at work he would print off like 5 or 6 different rental properties and really be getting into looking at stuff and whatever. And this guy came by him at work and said, boy, you must be serious about, finding a rental. I mean, that's all you seem to do is just look, look, look. And then something clicked with him. And he thought, I'm going to stop looking. I have to believe that the house that we want is already there. So he went ahead, shredded all those papers, because I think he said he had about 30 copies of stuff laying around at work. He shredded them all at work. And then we were camping on one of the lakes that we liked. And as he stopped at the corner store, he noticed this rental. It said, house for rent, right on lake, phone here. So he came back to where we were camping and said, phone this number. This is the house for us. And it was a little bit more pricey that we would have paid for a rental, but literally 2 weeks later, there we were in a new house on the lake, and I remember sitting there sipping my morning coffee going, hey, this is exactly what I envisioned. I mean, it was, it exact view. It was me drinking my coffee. And the thing is that we both put in there a belief that God already had the perfect house for us, and we needed to stop searching. He would give it to us. So that's pretty awesome. And that's a power of belief in yourself, too.
Absolutely, Jody. Wow, what a powerful story. And it's amazing what happens when we move out of the way and let God do it for us. It's amazing things. And when we stop, limiting ourselves, a lot of times we will limit ourselves based on our income, based on what's going on in our life. There's a lot of things that we will limit ourselves to, and in our belief system. Because I don't have this, I don't think this is going to happen. And it's really, really important that you not limit yourself. Sharon, I'm going to come to you in a minute because I just want to pull out right here a quote by Max Lucado. He says, "You were an accident. You weren't mass-produced. You aren't an assembly line produced. You were deliberately planned, specifically gifted, and lovingly positioned on the earth by the master craftsman. If you're going to be successful in creating the life of your dreams, you have to believe that you are capable of making it happen. You have to believe you have the right stuff, that you are able to pull it off. You have to believe in yourself. Whether you call it self-esteem, self-confidence, or self-assurance, it is a deep-seated belief that you have what it takes, the abilities, the inner resources, the talents, and the skills to create your desired result." So believing in yourself is an attitude. It's kind of like, you pull your shoulders back, I got this, It really, you do have to you have to take on a posture like, I can do this. There's nothing too impossible for me to do. And that's where you really have to get to the point of not worrying about what other people think about you and what you do. I think that was the biggest breakthrough for me, was when I stopped worrying about what people thought about what I said or what I did. Because people are always going to have something to say negative about what you say or what you do. So it's really, really important that you get your mind off the people. And your business is about you. It's about where you're going. It's about what you're doing. You know what passions you have. We talked about that yesterday. We talked about your passions and your dreams. You already know what you have, and you know what you need to do. So you can't do that as long as you are worried about what other people think about you and what you're doing. Sharon, you want to come in and share your thoughts or any ideas or steps that people can take in order to help them to believe in themselves?
The one thing that in the book that was interesting is that your brain will actually take over the job of accomplishing that possibility for you. Better than that, your brain will actually expect to achieve that outcome. So what Lucky and I did, we sat down and we wrote ourselves a letter telling ourselves what we were going to do, how we were going to get there, and what steps we needed to take in order to reach our goals. And to make it real, you put a date and a time to it so that you will know when you are expected to reach that milestone. And one of the things that we put in here was me being able to walk again, and we see me being able to walk and dance and run and jump and do all of the things that are difficult to do now. I'm not going to say not able, that are difficult to do now, that by December 31st, when everything in the letter is going to have happened, me walking is one of them. So what we did, you write it down, you make it real, you believe it in your heart, in your mind, and you visualize yourself already there. Once you see yourself there, then you come back to the present and you work towards that goal that you have set, and you will see the progress along the way. And yes, you're going to have to adjust your path when you're traveling to down that road to get to the end. But when you get to the end, you don't stop there. Then you set new goals and new objectives, and create a new plan for the next phase of your life. So write it out. Put a date and time to it. Make it real. See yourself already there, then come back and go get it.
Wow, thank you, Sharon. Those were some powerful nuggets. And one of the things that you mentioned that is really, really important, which everything is important, but something that really stood out to me was, writing it down. Writing something down increases your belief level. It helps you to go to another level, and especially not only that you write it down, that you read it every day. Because remember what I mentioned earlier, your words have power. So the more you speak it, the more you will believe it. So that's the importance of not only writing it down, but speaking it every day. Whatever it is that you desire, make sure you are saying it every single day so that you can begin to raise your belief level. Something else that Jack Canfield brought out in his book was to remove the word I can't, right? When you say that I can't, you are limiting yourself. If you're going to be successful, you need to give up the phrase I can't, right? And Henry Ford said, I am looking for a lot more men who have an infinite capacity to know what can't be done. You have to give it up. The phrase I can't is the most powerful force of negation in the human psyche. And to me, that means negative. I never heard of negation. So anyway, it says, if you're going to be successful, you need to give up the phrase I can, and all of its cousins, such as I wish I were able to. The words I can't actually disempower you. They actually make you weaker when you say them. In my seminar, I use a technique called kinesiology to test people's muscle strength. As they say different phrases, I have them put their hand on their side, and I push down on it with my left hand to see what their normal strength is. Then I have them pick something they think they can't do, such as I can't play the piano, and say it out loud. I then push on their arm again. It is always weaker. Then I have them say, I can do it, and their arm is stronger. Your brain is designed to solve any problem and reach any goal that you give it. The words you think and say actually affect your body. We see that in toddlers. When you were a toddler, there were no stopping you. You thought you could climb upon anything. No barrier was too big for you to attempt and overcome. But little by little, your sense of invincibility is conditioned out of you by the emotional and physical abuse that you receive from your family, friends, and teachers until you no longer believe that you can. You must take responsibility from removing I can't from your vocabulary. In the 80s, I attended a Tony Robbins seminar in which we learned to walk on burning coals. We were all afraid that we would not be able to do it. Then we would burn the soles of our feet. As part of the seminar, Tony had us write down every other I can't that we had. I can't find the perfect job. I can't be a millionaire. I can't find the perfect mate. And then we threw them onto the burning coals and watched them go up in flames. 2 hours later, 350 of us walked on the burning coals without anybody getting burned. That night, we all learned that just like the belief that we couldn't walk on the burning coals without getting burned was a lie, every other limiting belief about our abilities also are lies. And it's really interesting. I was reading that. I began to reflect back on my daughter who had her appendix rupture last month, and when she was in the pain, I would say to her, baby girl, every time you feel the pain, I want you to say, I am healed. I am healed. And the doctors and the nurses were amazed at her healing process, how quick she came through it, because they had never seen anybody that had that type of surgery that, recovered so quickly. And I really believe the power in our words. So be careful when you're saying, when you notice yourself saying, I can't, turn that around and say that I can. And if you have to, write it on paper first. Sometimes we can't actually process it until we get it on paper first. Ladies, you want to come in and interject on any of that? And while you're coming out, I just wanted to encourage those who are listening in, please share your thoughts, share your ideas with us, share what, some things that maybe that have helped you. Or if you have some questions, something that you need for us to answer for you to help you get past that, the limiting beliefs, please share that or inbox us privately and we will answer the question for you. Okay, someone was going to come on out. Who was that?
That was me. I think that how powerful your words are and how your brain can really trick you, you know? And my husband had put some post-it notes on our mirror so that I could see it every day. And I can't remember quite, what's the saying? A winner never quits and a loser never wins. Okay, a loser never wins and a quitter never, or whatever. Whatever the saying is. A quitter never wins and a winner never quits. Okay. So I was looking at that one day, and this is when we were actually starting a different book that we were on before. And I'm looking at that, and I'm like, okay, this is how powerful your words are. Twice in that sentence that we all just don't think twice about repeating it or saying it to other people or even to ourselves, but twice in that little sentence there's the word quit. So I thought, you know what? I have to remove all that negative, even when I'm talking to myself, because I didn't realize I'm reading that every day as I'm brushing my teeth. I'm reading it at night before I go to bed, brushing my teeth. And I thought, you know what? Twice in there it says quit. So I took out all the negative out of it. And now my sticky notes upstairs says, a winner wins. Because we don't really realize that powerful that, yes, you want to be a winner, but then you fill your head with something that's a negative too. So really choose your words. Pick and choose what you're even feeding yourself. It can make such a big difference in who you are and what you are being and what you are doing. Choose wisely. From Yoda. I don't know.
Awesome. Good stuff. Good stuff. Anyone else want to share? Thank you, Jody.
Yes, I was want to piggyback on what Jody was saying. Winners never quit. Mind is a powerful, powerful thing, and you need to be able to educate and put positive information in your brain. And I think that this hangout is helping not just us on the panel, but lots of people to put positive information into their brain. Some people don't have the time to read, so what they do, they listen to audio. They have the option of listening to audio here or reading the book. And what the advantages of the audio is, you can listen to it as you drive, and what are you doing? You're putting positive information into your brain. And that's what's so important, that you educate yourself so that you can increase your knowledge and your skills through reading. I think that's very, very important. And then at the same time, you put in positive information in.
Awesome, Sharon. I want to piggyback on that one too. And I have a quote here up by Anthony Robbins as well. If you can't, you must. And if you must, you can. So don't ever, ever doubt that you can do it. Because we can do it. It's right there in front of us. And anything you will read, any success story, any person out there who has had success, any millionaire, billionaire, they all started with the very first step. Start with the very first step, because that's what keeps you going, that's what gets you started, and that's what gets you out there. There is no such thing as can't. I remember my daughter picking up the book Chicken Soup for the Souls in the store, and there was a story in there where they said Kent has died. So she came out and she said, Mom, look at this little piece of paper. I'm going to go bury it. It's dead. And I said, good for you, girl. So these books are so important. It's so important to read. And I know most of us on the panel do the 30-30, 30 minutes a day of reading, 30 minutes of listening. It is so important to feed your mind. Just like you feed your body, just like you exercise every day, your mind has to be fed. You have to work on yourself. That's what I wanted to share.
Wow, that was awesome, Diane, Jody, and Sharon. You always provide such great value, and I really appreciate that. I don't know, this hangout really has inspired me. And when I was doing the write-up for it, it just had me really thinking about, why so many people fail. And it's because they lack belief, not only in themselves, but they lack belief in what they're doing. They maybe lack belief in the company, the product, the service. And if you lack belief in any of those areas, you're not going to succeed. So I really, really want to compel you to Look at your belief level. Look at what you believe. And if you want to change your belief level, start writing down the opposite of what you want. If you want more money, then you must believe that you have more money. You know, it doesn't matter. Your business, you feel like your business is doing horrible and you want your business to do better, then you have to write that down. And you have to say it every single day until you believe it. Our subconscious minds, because of whether it be something that happened to us as a child, we have certain beliefs that are stored in our subconscious mind. In order for you to alter what you think in your subconscious mind, you have to begin to speak it out loud so that it can change what the subconscious mind believes. So really, really powerful step in the process. Just want to say thank you to each one of you. We're getting get close to the end. And before I close out, I want to make sure there's nothing else that any one of the other ladies want to share, or did anyone have any questions before we move out? Any questions? Any questions? Okay.
I just want to share a quick nugget, Rachel, before you close out.
Okay.
I had a breakthrough here a couple of weeks ago that I thought I'd share. If somebody says to you they believe in you, there's something about that just triggers it. So I just want to say to you out there who's listening, if you're the one that needs to hear this today, I believe in you. We all on this panel believe in you. Because my breakthrough was, I realized one day my sponsor and my husband believe more in me than I do. And I literally sat down and I cried. And I shared that with Jody, and I said, I didn't even believe this in myself and my husband and my sponsor. And you guys all believe in me more than I do. So if that's you out there, I believe in you. We all on this panel believe in you.
Absolutely, Diane, and you're right. We do. We believe in you. I believe in each one of you ladies in this panel, and I believe in those of you that are listening. And just like you, Diane, and it's funny, let me see, my son is 19, so 19 years ago, I'll say about 18 years ago, I had a prophecy that was spoken over my life that I was going to be a very successful businesswoman. That's what, and that has stuck in my mind 18 years. Now, it's been a process to get there because I had to work on some things, but I'm actually seeing the manifestation of that prophecy, and it has not happened more than like one time. It's happened more than one time. So it's in my DNA that I'm going to be a very powerful and successful businesswoman. So again, someone spoke that over me, and we are speaking it over you. We believe in you. Never quit. Never give up on your dream. Forget about what other people think about you. What's most important is what you think about you and your attitude in it, and get rid of I can't, because you can do anything that you put your mind to do. My favorite scripture is I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me. No matter what the trials are, no matter what I'm going through in my life, there is nothing too impossible for me or you to do. So, my friend, I just want to say thank you very much for coming out and hanging out with us today. You will find us over at fearlessonlineentrepreneurs.com. Come over there if you want to join us. You can join our group where everything is over there that you would need to get access to. And if you would like to be on this panel, if you want to hang out with a bunch of cool entrepreneurs, we would be glad to have you. Just send us a message. If you want to join us, there's a button at the bottom. Sharon is standing in proxy for her husband, Lucky. So if you want to come and join Lucky and his lovely lady Sharon as she helps him build his business, we're here to do that. And also we have Jody Maley and Diane Klein. Love you, ladies. God bless you. And hopefully there was no questions. I want to make sure I don't leave any before I leave here. Ladies, do you see any questions out there? No? Any questions? Any comments? Nothing? Okay, if there are no questions, no comments, have an awesome day. We will see you tomorrow, same time, same place, here at the Fearless Online Entrepreneurs. Have a blessed day. And I'm trying to find stop broadcast.